Welcome to another episode of Merritt's Bookshelf. Today we will be reading Not Quite Narwhal by Jessie, Sima. Not Quite Narwhal. Kelp was born deep in the ocean. Kelp is a unicorn, not a narwhal. His paws, not tail. He knew early on that he was different from the other narwhals. His tusk wasn't as long as everyone else's. He had different tastes in food. And he wasn't a very good swimmer. But his friends didn't seem to mind, so Kelp decided he wouldn't either. That is, until he was swept away by a strong current. I wish I were a better swimmer. Kelp found himself at the surface, closer to land than he'd ever been before. High up on a cliff, he spotted a mysterious, sparkling creature. It looked so familiar. It looked like kelp. Kelp swam toward land as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that he could catch up with a creature that looked just like him. When he finally reached the shore, Kelp felt a little bit anxious. He had never left the ocean. He was nervous about walking for the first time, but the land creatures made it look so easy. It wasn't. Oof. Ow. Eventually, he got the hang of it. He was trying to walk like a frog, and that didn't work. He was trying to jump, or he was trying to walk like a crab. Then he was trying to jump like a frog. Then he copied the turtle. Then it worked out. Everything on land was strange and beautiful, but also kind of scary. Kelp began to think he might never find the creature that looked just like him. But also, he stumbled out of the forest. Land narwhals actually were unicorns, and by the looks of it, so are you. There's Kelp. Kelp had never heard of unicorns before. They taught him all sorts of new things about his tusk. We call them horns. Wow! They introduced him to unicorn treats, and they showed him how to gallop. There was no doubt that Kelp was in fact a unicorn. He was having so much fun that he didn't want to leave. But then he remembered all of his friends under the sea. Kelp missed them terribly, so he said goodbye to the unicorns and returned into the ocean. Come back soon. Kelp swam toward home as fast as he could, which wasn't very fast at all, hoping that the narwhals would still like him now that he was a unicorn. When he finally arrived, Kelp had butterflies in his stomach. Kelp! Then there's a banner that says welcome home. That's cute. I wonder how long they had that up. Kelp took a deep breath and told his friends the news. It turns out I'm not a narwhal. Of course you aren't. I'm a unicorn. We all knew that. They took it quite well. Kelp was happy to be home, but now that he'd experienced life on land with the unicorns, he couldn't seem to forget them. Did he want to be a land narwhal with the unicorns, or a sea unicorn with the narwhals? Kelp couldn't decide, but then he realized that maybe... just maybe, he didn't have to choose. This is my favorite picture in the book, where the unicorns and narwhals are all playing together and there's rainbows everywhere. It's super cute. Then on the bottom right here, that unicorn is burying this unicorn to make it look like it's a narwhal. I'm a unicorn. The end. Jessie Sima grew up unaware that she was an author-illustrator. Once she figured it out, she told her family and friends. They took it quite well. Not Quite Narwhal is her first book. There we go. Please subscribe to my channel.